Okay, so my favorite book is Exile from Keeper of the Lost Cities. It's the second book, and it's about a girl named Sophie Foster. So basically, it's about this person called Alden whose mind gets broken, and then everyone gets upset, and then Sophie has to find a way to save him, and it's about that.
Awesome. Thank you, Myra. Who'll go next? Yes,
Miss, I just need to go get my two books. I left it down and I came back. Now I need to go back and get it.
Yeah, go get it. Who's going to speak? Maya, yes.
Yes, my favorite book is Tower of Hero from the Trials of Apollo series. The basic storyline is that Apollo, the god of music, poetry, and all that sort of stuff, is turned into human, and he has to go through a bunch of quests to turn back into a god again. It's my favorite book because it's the most diverse book, and it incorporates small details from the previous book into this one. So all the small details that didn't make sense in the previous books kind of just get merged into one here.
Great. Thank you, Maya. Who's going next? Yes, Chitant.
Okay, Miss. I can't really pick a favorite book. I mean, there are a couple that I really enjoy, but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the Half-Blood Prince for the Harry Potter series. It's my favorite in the series because it really highlights all the vulnerabilities in all the characters. For example, Draco's indecision of actually being fully loyal to Voldemort, Dumbledore's insecurities about his sister's death, and Harry's confusion in all of this. So there's just lots of confusion, rumors, and it's a very unstable book, which is what I really like, because in the first few books it's all whimsical and happy and Santa Claus and Christmas, but I think this is the darkest book in the series, and that's what I really like about it. It shows what we haven't really seen much of.
Awesome. Thank you, Jitant. Very good description. Who else? Ayush, you raised your hand.
Okay, so this is my favorite book. It's called The Man-Eaters of Savo by J.H. Patterson. So it's essentially about this hunter who goes hunting in East Africa, and then he encounters a bunch of man-eaters. The reason I like this book so much is because the story progresses really quickly. It's not really slow. It's really fast, which is what I enjoy. I also enjoy the factual information in this book and the fact that it is a true story. It has happened in like the 1900s, the early 1900s, late 1800s.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ayush. Who else? Anika, you raised your hand.
Okay, so this is my favorite book. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. So many people, it's by Charlie Macri, and basically many people might say that it's a sad book, but it's basically how all these four friends get together, and then they start thinking of themselves as family. So they all get together, they talk about life, and this was also my favorite saying in the book. And
what does it say?
Okay, so it said, I've learned how to be in the present. How? Asked the boy. I find a quiet spot and shut my eyes and breathe. That's good. And then I focus. What do you focus on? I focus on the present. And then I live back in the past. And then I walk towards the future.
Beautiful.
So I kind of actually liked that quote. And the thing about this writer is that he has actually drawn, oh my God, my bookmark. He has actually drawn all of these. So it's like it's his original book. So I really like it.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Anika. Who would like to go next? Yes, Tiara.
Miss, so actually this is my favorite book. I don't remember why and I don't remember the story, but I clearly know that this is my favorite book. So I'll talk about this instead because I remember what this story was about, and this is also one of my favorite books. This story is set in America, and it's about two American children who are actually on the run in the Big Apple. So there is Jason and Max. Jason is the protagonist of this story, and Max is a girl. So Jason, interesting way, the way he got his name is really interesting. So his name is Jason D. So that Jason D stands for July, August, September, October, November, and December. And Max is a girl with epilepsy. I forgot the disease. It's a disease. She has a disease. Basically, this Jason is the son of a single mom who has overstayed her visa in America. So she's been captured by the police, and this is how the story is about how the two children actually saved the mom.
What's the name of the book? Can you show the book?
The Sky at Our Feet by Nadia Hashimi.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiara. Who else would like to go? Shreyas?
Yes, miss. So this is a rare case for me. My favorite book right now is The Ichabod. And the thing about this book is that I've actually not finished it. I just got it, but I've just been so engrossed in this book. And it's written by J.K. Rowling. And it has a couple of things that stand out to me. Firstly, the entire story is set in a mythical land ruled by a king, and the whole story is involved around this monster called the Ichabod, and it's like it doesn't really cause havoc to the land, but like it like random things happen, and people say that it is because of this mythical creature, and it really makes the reader wanting to know what actually happened and what is this mythical creature exactly. Another reason why I like this book is because in all the illustrations here are actually drawn by children. For example, this illustration, J.K. Rowling hosted a contest, and basically children all over the world are get to present and get an opportunity to actually showcase their artwork here. In addition to that, the Ichabod is also a book where all profits go to charity. So getting this book, you also help save the world by improving your knowledge and helping charity. This was a project by J.K. Rowling.
That's great. Great to know. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Shreyas. Who's next? Nana, Pratyush. See something?
Miss,
Yeah,
I'll go.
I'll come to you guys. Pratyush, yes.
This is my favorite book, The Cousins. This is a detective story in which the four teenagers try to discover the truth of their grandmother's resort. So basically, this story is about the four cousins losing their mother when they're really young. And years later, the cousins are invited to their grandmother's resort for the summer. And they find out some things that are very, very weird in the resort. So they're very determined to discover the truths behind it.
Awesome. Great. Thank you, Pratyush. Nana?
Miss Mai, I don't have the book with me right now, but my favorite book is Wonder. It's about this small boy who is not different from us, but then his face is different because he has some complications. He has had 27 surgeries, and the book's name is Wonder because it makes you wonder whether you're him or the bullies in the movie or in the book.
Awesome. Yes, it's a brilliant book, and it's also come out as a movie. Have you watched the movie?
Yes.
Good. Good. Thank you, Nana. Yes,
it's a wonderful movie.
Yes.
I made a pun there, though it's not that funny.
Okay, Adi.
So my favorite book is The White Tiger by Arvind. Miss, I cannot pronounce
Arvind
his
Aditya?
last name. So yes, so it's it tells about a boy. Tells about a person whose name is Balaram. So he was born in India, overreaching darkness, and then a lot of poverty. But then he seeks the light through his freedom, and he goes through all of that.
Interesting. I'm surprised that you've read the book. It's actually a
The White
Booker
Tiger is
Prize-
actually a movie.
Booker Prize winning book. Arvind Aditya won the Man Booker Prize for The White Tiger. And yes, you're right. There's a movie also now, but the books are always better than the movies. So yes, I've also read that book, and it's a very interesting book. Thank you for sharing, Adi. Who else wanted to go? I think everyone's done here. What about Abhay? Abhay, talk about your favorite book.
Miss, I don't have any favorite books. I just read books when I'm bored.
Talk about some book you've read.
I don't remember. It's like some.
All
2 to 3
right.
years.
Then you can share when you remember, okay? Maybe another day, Abhay. Anybody else here who hasn't shared? Nilesh?
Miss, my favorite books are Dragon Ball Z books, which are hard to understand when I
Okay,
explain them.
Nilesh, could you please focus your camera on your face? We can't see you.
And so, like the books I'm reading at the 22nd and 6th volumes of the actual series, so it'll be harder for me to explain about them because it is hard to understand because there's a lot of things going on here. That's right.
Okay, all right, Nilesh, thank you. Okay, guys, let me talk about my favorite books. There are quite a lot of them actually, but a couple of books that I picked for speaking to you guys today. One is The Mistress of Spices by one of my favorite authors, Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. She's also a friend of mine. I'm in touch with her. And I love this book because it's very real. At the same time, there's some amount of fantasy in it. This is about a woman who is taught to use spices, Indian spices, the chilies, the mustard seeds, the fenugreek seeds, and the cumin seeds, and everything. She's taught to use them to heal, their healing properties, and to make relationships work, etc., etc. So I like that fantastical sort of element in it. And it's written in very, very good language. I love Chitra's language. And when you grow up, I would recommend her to be one of the authors to be on your bookshelf. The next one that I really loved is The Immortals of Meluha by Amish Tripathi. I love this book. This is the first of its kind that I have read, and I could not put down. I love this because, we all know about the one of the Indian deities, Indian gods, Lord Shiva. Yeah, we all know. One of the Hindu deities. And this book portrays him as a human being, as a mortal, and how he attains the status of a god or an immortal. So the way the story is framed, the way it is written, the amount of research that's gone into it is incredible. And obviously the language. Another book that I would recommend when you probably come to high school or something, and even earlier if you can, but do not miss this book. And obviously, The Life of Pi. I'm sure most of you have seen the movie. I don't know how many of you would have read the book. Anybody who's read the book here? Yes.
Miss, I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I know. I saw the movie after I read the book because I always make it a point to read the book first and then watch the movie, because I don't think any book can be completely made into a movie. It's just not going to be possible. And the pleasure that you get from reading from pages is different from that of a movie. But obviously, the movie helps you to see what's happening much more clearer. Now, why I love this book, again, this is a Booker Prize winner, is the whole idea of a small boat, a boy, and the Royal Bengal tiger in it. How much the author has imagined, how creative it is for him to put a tiger and a boy, a young man in a boat in the middle of the ocean. It's amazing the kind of creativity that is in here, the kind of imagination that is in here. So 3 of my favorite books. There are many more, but I think I will stop with that and probably talk to grade 7B, grade 7A about some of my other books. So guys, thank you for sharing. Do not give up on books. They can be your best friends, your most loyal friends. And with that, happy World Book Day to all of you. Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing.